What if 5 brisk walks a week could lower your chance of colon cancer coming back and help you live longer? Would you start today?
Welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. Stay informed with quick, easy-to-listen summaries of our latest articles, perfect for when you're on the go. No reading required. Subscribe for free at mercola.com for the latest health insights.
Hello, and welcome to Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. I'm Ethan Foster, and we're looking at new evidence showing how structured exercise after treatment can cut recurrence and boost survival for people recovering from colon cancer.
I'm Alara Sky, and this conversation is about clear, practical targets. You'll hear how moderate activity and a sensible dose of strength training translate into measurable gains, numbers you can plan for and sustain over time.
Colon cancer remains the third most commonly diagnosed cancer worldwide and a leading cause of cancer-related death. In the United States, more than 150,000 people are diagnosed each year and over 50,000 die, with cases rising in adults under 50. Even with earlier detection and better therapies, recurrence is a persistent threat, which is why exercise is being evaluated as part of long-term care.
A landmark trial in the New England Journal of Medicine, the Challenge study, followed nearly 900 survivors of stage 2 and 3 colon cancer who had finished surgery and chemotherapy. Participants were assigned either general health education, encouraging activity, or a personalized 3-year program with coaching to build consistent, moderate movement like brisk walking or light jogging.
Targets were designed to be achievable: 20 met hours per week, about 5 one-hour brisk walks, or roughly 2 hours of jogging. Both groups started near 10 met hours weekly. Over time, the education group rose modestly to around 15, while the structured exercise group averaged the full 20. Fitness and physical function improved, and while musculoskeletal complaints were more common with training, they were generally manageable.
The payoff was meaningful. After a median 7.9 years of follow-up, 5-year disease-free survival reached 80.3% in the structured exercise group versus 73.9% with education alone, a 28% relative reduction in recurrence risk. That is a tangible difference you can work toward with a clear weekly plan.
Overall survival improved too. At 8 years, survival was 90.3% with structured exercise versus 83.2% with education, a 37% relative reduction in the risk of death. Study leaders emphasized that a program should be offered no later than the end of chemotherapy because the impact is clinically significant and, for many, life-saving.
Why does movement matter this much? A review in Critical Reviews in Oncology/Hematology points to several pathways. Moderate exercise improves insulin regulation, favors a metabolic environment less conducive to tumor growth, and increases blood flow that imposes vascular shear stress, which can disrupt tumor processes. It also enhances immune surveillance and releases muscle-derived extracellular vesicles that influence inflammation, angiogenesis, and cell signaling.
Strength work adds another dimension. A large meta-analysis in the British Journal of Sports Medicine that pooled 16 prospective cohorts, over 500,000 people, associated muscle strengthening activities with a 10% to 17% lower risk of death from any cause and reduced incidence of cardiovascular disease, diabetes, lung cancer, and all cancers combined. These benefits were independent of whether you did aerobic exercise.
Dose matters. That analysis found the best outcomes around 30 to 60 minutes per week of strength training, with all-cause mortality lowest near 40 minutes, and cardiovascular risk dropping steeply around 60 minutes. Beyond that window, gains flattened and in some cases reversed slightly, suggesting there's a sweet spot most adults can hit with 2 focused sessions.
Combination training was most powerful. People who did both aerobic and strength activities saw larger reductions. About 40% lower all-cause mortality, 46% lower cardiovascular death, and 28% lower cancer mortality. For you, that means pairing steady, moderate cardio with a brief weekly dose of resistance work delivers the broadest protection.
Volume and intensity guide the rest. A comprehensive Missouri medicine meta-analysis reported that moderate physical activity, walking, gardening, housework, recreational cycling, provided consistent, dose-responsive benefits with no upper limit detected. Social, enjoyable activities like racket games or team sports also tracked with better long-term health, likely because you keep doing them.
Vigorous exercise helped too, but with a ceiling. Benefits for running or high-intensity intervals tended to level off around 75 minutes per week. Pushing far beyond that did not add protection, and, for some midlife adults, slightly increased risks like atrial fibrillation. The message isn't to avoid vigorous work, it's to respect a range where benefits are strongest.
Strength training followed a different curve, a J shape. The meta-analysis indicated that 40 to 60 minutes per week maximized longevity benefits. Around 130 to 140 minutes weekly, benefit dropped to the level of doing none, and 3 to 4 hours a week was linked to worse long-term survival than not lifting at all. Keeping resistance work in a moderate, sustainable band appears critical.
So, how do you apply this if you're recovering from colon cancer? The challenge trial gives you a clear aerobic target. About 20 MET hours per week, built around moderate intensity movement, such as brisk walking or light jogging. That plan emphasized gradual increases and long-term adherence, not intensity for its own sake, and it produced better disease-free and overall survival.
If you're considering how much total movement to aim for, moderate aerobic activity offers steady protection, with strong benefits observed between 150 and 300 minutes per week. Choose options you can maintain, walks you schedule, rides you enjoy, or activities you'll repeat because they fit your day.
Layer in strength training thoughtfully. 2 short sessions totaling 30 to 60 minutes per week align with the best outcomes observed. Keep it consistent, keep it moderate, and think about how your week balances aerobic and resistance work rather than overloading one category.
Mechanistically, these choices help you regulate insulin, improve vascular function, enhance immune activity, and influence cell-to-cell signaling tied to tumor control. That constellation of effects is why consistent, moderate activity shows up again and again as protective in both epidemiology and clinical follow-up.
Here's your challenge for this week. Map a simple, structured plan that totals about 20 MET hours of moderate activity, such as 5 one-hour brisk walks, and add 1 or 2 short strength sessions to reach 30 to 60 minutes for the week. Put the times on your calendar, track your completion, and reassess how you feel at the end of 7 days. Thank you for watching Dr. Mercola's Cellular Wisdom. We'll see you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Subscribe now and click the notification bell so you never miss an update. See you in the next video.